What is going on when we sleep?
When you sleep, you are essentially returning onto the source. You are returning into a state of oneness, emptiness, you could say, at the same time. This sort of return to the source allows you to rest your body. And there's so many physiological changes that take place in the body as you return on to the source in this brief way. It's sort of like as you die or move into spirit, ultimately, you're returning on to the source in a grand way that is a sort of one-way street. And these back and forths that you go through in these so-called moments of sleep are opportunities to bring back some of that energy from the source, the pure source, as you could say, beyond this realm of manifestation into the waking world. As your body rests, yes, your brain restores its health, many of your organs detoxify in this healing process. It also psychologically allows you to process the events of the day and to, through these dreams, explore your beliefs, explore the meaning that you are giving to life, and consciously change that should you become more conscious and lucid during your dreams, or at least aware of them, because that is the first step to become aware, cognizant, and remember them more often.
So that's important to remember the dreams.
Not necessarily for everyone and every time. It is a theme over the course of a lifetime. There will be times in which you get significant messages from your dreams. At times when your sleep is disturbed, it becomes important to pay attention to the content of your dreams to come to understand what beliefs and what energies, or perhaps what relationships in spirit or in the human world are disturbing your sleep pattern.
When I got quite involved in human design, there's a message: just ignore all your dreams, just forget about them, don't get hung up about them. And for me, that was a great permission and relief. I thought, well, that's much easier for me from the idea of recording a journal of dreams. I'm much happier to just let go and not bother. And I also prefer my unconscious to find ways in my waking life to contact me. So I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable not remembering my dreams.
It's fine. It's about what feels right for you. It's not mandatory, though some people might find it to be a path of becoming more conscious and having more control of the movement of their mind, which might be relevant for their path.
Some people, it is their path very clearly.
Yeah.
Why is sleep so important? Because I've heard that we need to breathe, we need water, but we actually need sleep more than we need food.
Yes, because you allow yourself to return on to the source, for one, as we've said. And also, this is vital for the body because without sleep, your body would actually start to mm, die. Yes, it would start with a sort of psychosis. And if one didn't eventually find safety in sleep in that state, the body could not survive it. It isn't to say you need sleep more than food, but you could go longer without food than you could without sleep. That's actually true.
Right. Okay. What I'm curious about is how we can be more clear what consciousness is, what reality is, what awareness is. And I feel there is a clue in what sleep is. So I'm looking at this contrast as a better way to understand reality, awareness, consciousness.
Well, awareness you could consider as experience, as a sort of mental perception of experience. Awareness becomes consciousness when it evolves into self awareness. as you say, you became conscious of something. You developed self-consciousness, awareness that recognizes that here there is a self experiencing whatever one is aware of. That awareness transforms into consciousness, yes? That's one way of seeing it. Helpful to distinguish, yes, because sometimes there is awareness that is transcendent to the idea of self. That is the unmanifest or the primordial, you could say, consciousness that came into manifestation as this reality to become self-aware, to become conscious. So then what is reality? Everything that exists is reality, constitutes as reality. That is all of this multiverse. That means there are other universes, some with entirely different laws of physics, and as well, infinite and parallel reality versions of this universe. That is all reality. Though reality contains an infinite amount of distinct experiences and experiencers,
On the spaceship of Babel, we are gliding through the stars on a 5-year mission beyond Jupiter and Mars. A celestial encounter on a future Noah's Ark, and you won't hear us coming if you whisper in the dark. There's an Ewok close behind me as we try to disembark here. Obi-Wan Kenobi as we whisper in the dark.